أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Analysis of Covariance, ANCOVA in SPSS. Now, what are the common applications of ANCOVA? ANCOVA is similar to our traditional ANOVA, but in this case, it is used to detect differences in means of 3 or more independent groups while controlling for a scale covariate. In ANOVA, we only assess the differences in the dependent variable between more than 2 groups. In case there are other variables that may be affecting the impact of that categorical variable on the dependent variable, we can control the effect of those variables using ANCOVA. A covariate is not usually part of the main research question, but it could influence the dependent variable and therefore needs to be controlled for. ANCOVA can control for other factors that might influence the outcome. For example, family life or job status may act as covariates in a relationship. Now, for ANCOVA, just as ANOVA, your dependent variable should be scale level variable, that is interval or ratio. And your independent variable is your categorical variable, whereas your covariate must be a scale variable. The problem that we are going to look into in this session is that the researcher would like to know if job rank affects organizational commitment, but she would like to exclude the impact of job tenure. So job tenure is your covariate that might affect the impact of job rank on organizational commitment. Now, before we move on, there are certain assumptions that must be satisfied. First, we will have to look into the correlation between dependent variable and covariate, and that it should not be very high, that it should be less than 0.80. The dependent variable should be normally distributed and there should be homogeneity of variance, that is similar variances across the groups. Now we will go on and check these assumptions. You go to Analyze, Correlate, Bivariate, and here is your dependent variable that you want to assess, and here is your covariate tenure. Just press OK. And in this case, it's less than 0.8. They are not very highly correlated, so this assumption is satisfied. Now the next assumption for ANCOVA is that our dependent variable is normally distributed. So what we need to do is we just need to go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Descriptives. Let's put in here, go to Options. Let's see the skewness and kurtosis. And let's look at it here. It's well within the range, plus minus 2, although kurtosis could be higher as well. But still, it's less than, the skewness is less than 1 and kurtosis is less than 1 as well. So we can easily say that our dependent variable commitment is normally distributed. And this homogeneity of variance test, we are going to just look into it. Now moving on. Understanding ANCOVA. Before carrying out any analysis, summarize commitment by job rank using some summary statistic. Now, how do you get this summary report in SPSS? It's very easy. Let's go to SPSS here. Now, analyze, compare means, and our dependent variable is commitment. Our independent variable is job rank. Just press OK, and here it is. You are getting your summary statistics. Now, how do you interpret this? We're going to go back here. Junior level employee seems to be highly committed in comparison to other job ranks. Look at this. Their mean value is higher in comparison to others. The standard deviations are similar. More or less, they are similar except for this one. So, commitment within each group is equally spread out. One could suggest, however, that a person's job tenure may have an added influence in the job commitment on a particular rank. This is where ANCOVA could come in. So what are the steps? To carry out ANCOVA, what we need to do is we need to go to Analyze, General Linear Model, and Univariate. So let's do this in SPSS. Analyze, General Linear Model, and Univariate. Now we've already added the dependent variable here, the fixed factor here, and the covariate here. Now go to the model and make sure full factorial is selected and go to EM means. In older versions you will only see options here, but this is SPSS 26, so you might have EM means. What you need to do is just add rank as your categorical variable, click compare main effects and select Bonferroni and press continue. You will find these options maybe in earlier versions with this here options. So when you click options, just select descriptive statistics, homogeneity test and estimate the effect size, that is your partial eta squared. Press continue, press OK, and here are your results. Now look at this. The sample size in each group, the means that we have already seen, and look at this, Levene's test for equality of variance, that is your third assumption, it is satisfied because this is greater than 0.05. Now look at this here. The impact of tenure on commitment is significant. The impact of job rank on commitment is significant. Now how do we interpret each of these tables? For this, we are going to go back into PowerPoint slides. Now that we have run our ANCOVA analysis, let's interpret the results one by one. Now the first test, Levene's test for equality of error variance, well, this was insignificant, and this means that equal variance is assumed across groups, hence the assumption of homogeneity of variance is not violated. What if the Levene's test for equality of variance was violated? Now if this would have been significant, Levene's test is not necessarily the best way to judge whether variances are unequal and whether these are unequal enough to cause problem. For more details, see Fields chapter 5. One could try to transform these values and solve the problem. Now for more, see Dale L. Fields Discovering Statistics. Now you can standardize the values maybe to solve the problem. Now when writing the results, it's common to report certain figures from ANCOVA table. Now look at this table, test of between subject effects, the main table that we are interested in. The test statistic, this is the format to report the results. F, this is 3, and this is the error, 109, and 4.818 is your F statistics, and the p-value is 0.003. This means that rank has a significant impact on commitment. There was a significant difference in commitment between the different job ranks while you adjusted for tenure, that is, you controlled the tenure. The partial eta squared, that is the effect size, that should be compared with Cohen's guidelines. So what's the effect size? Here in this case it's 0.117, which is a small effect. Now this is obviously an alternative to R square in case of ANCOVA, and this shows that 11% change in commitment is being explained by job rank. From the table on the right, the influence of the covariate can be determined using significance column here. Now this is significant, so job rank has a significant impact on commitment. Moving on, now we've got two tables, one on the left, one on the right. The one on the left is without job tenure, and the one on the right is by controlling the effect of tenure. Now surprisingly, if you look here, the impact of job rank without controlling for tenure is insignificant. But when you control the effect of tenure, the impact is significant for job rank. The ANCOVA table on the right is with the covariate here, and the table on the left is without the covariate, that is tenure. Now look at these values here. Again, when you are not controlling for the effect of tenure, your job rank does not affect your dependent variable. But when you are controlling the effect of tenure, there is a significant impact of rank on commitment. Now without ANCOVA, you would have had wrong results. So ANCOVA analysis helped you clearly understand the results in a proper manner. Now important is that the effect of tenure is removed, the effect of job rank is enhanced. More important is that the large amount of variation in commitment that is accounted by the covariate has meant that the unexplained variance has been reduced. Look at this here. Now this unexplained variance is now reduced to 44.726, which was earlier 79.750 when you control the effect of tenure. So this is why controlling for the effects of other variables in analysis is important, especially in experimental studies. The example illustrates how ANCOVA can help us exert stricter experimental control by taking account of confounding variables to give us purer measure of effect of the experimental manipulation. Without taking into account the tenure, we would have concluded that job rank does not affect commitment, but it clearly does. Looking back at the group means table, it seems pretty clearer that the significant ANOVA reflects a difference between the different job ranks. Now this should have been ANCOVA. So sorry for the typing mistake. Now what do we mean by estimated marginal means? The estimated marginal mean section of the output gives us adjusted mean by controlling for the job tenure, that is your covariate. This simply means that the effect of tenure has been taken out statistically from the mean calculation. From these adjusted mean, we can see that junior clearly gained in the commitment, while all other categories lost the commitment. Once the ANCOVA results are significant, we have to do pairwise comparisons. And we will have to look into which groups or the commitment between groups, is it significant or not. Look at this here. So there is a significant difference in junior and senior. There is a significant difference in junior and executive, while all others are insignificant. Senior junior or junior senior obviously is the same. So there is a significant difference in the commitment of junior level employees and senior level employees, junior level employees and executive level employees when controlling for job tenure. All other differences are insignificant. So what is this univariate test? We have already looked into the eta square, that is 0.117. This shows that 11.7% change in commitment can be accounted to job rank. So this is your partial eta square, analogous to your R square in regression. Now, eta square is a common measure of effect size used in the analysis of variances and analysis of covariance. This statistic represents the proportion of the variance in the dependent variable that is explained by the attributes groups of the categorical independent variable. Now, in an ANOVA or ANCOVA or any other statistical test, it is not only important to know whether or not the group means significantly differ from one another, but also to know the size of the effect. And in this case, the size of the effect is pretty small. Now, how do you report ANCOVA? A one-way ANCOVA was conducted to compare the impact of job rank in shaping organizational commitment while controlling for job tenure. Levine's test and normality checks were carried out and the assumptions were met. Now this is how you can report your ANCOVA results. First, we report the overall results that yes, there were significant differences, and then we report whether there were differences between the individual groups or categories, just as junior had a significantly different commitment in comparison to senior, and then you mention your p-values, and similarly you can do it for your other categories as well. And then you report your partial eta square based on your Cohen guidelines. In this case, it was pretty small. And again, you interpret your eta square as 11% variance in the commitment is being accounted by job rank when you control for your job tenure. Now these are the references used for the preparation of this particular tutorial. Thank you very much.